Hey, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I'm saying? As of this recording, it is 5:01 p.m. Now, I mean, January 8th, 2025. You know what I'm saying? And this is the second video of the day. You know what I mean? Maybe I might drop another video tonight. I don't know, depending on how I'm feeling. You know, right now I'm just looking at, I'm looking at Channel 7 and I'm seeing I'm seeing clips of what's going on in California. This shit is terrible, man. This shit is fucking terrible. You know, it's funny. Like, I had a conversation with my mom about it, and I had mentioned some things that I'm like, you know what, this could be an inside job. You know what I mean? This all could be an inside job with insurance and everything. And I don't know, man. Like, my hearts and prayers go out to the families, man, who lost something. It's California is crazy, yo. Fucking nuts, man. You know what I mean? But let me do this video. Usually, again, because I have to keep things flowing with the channel, and I'm definitely gonna come with some more topics, but I want to come with this topic because I love to tell the truth on a lot of things, right? Right now, it's 2:02 in California. Like, I'm looking at this shit now, like, man. So, John Cena is hands down one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time. In the last 20 years. There's no denying John Cena's work ethic, his hustle, his loyalty, his respect, no pun intended. The man loves the business. The man has a major love for the business. And over the years, I say mostly from the time that he turned face in, I think, 2004, all the way to, I'll say, let me think. I say around, maybe 2015, he kind of was shitted on by the IWC. He was shitted on by a lot of people, saying that, remember the whole thing with Super Cena and all this other shit. And there was a lot of people who was talking shit about John Cena. A lot. A whole lot. There were people who, they were like, John Cena's ruining the business. And, John Cena he's a guy who, he's not one of us. One of us basically meaning he's not an indie dog. He's not a guy who, the hardcores like, right? I remember, they were shitting on him. They were talking like a lot of shit about John Cena. But John Cena, not one time he bitched, not one time he complained, not one time he moaned, and I see why, you got to think about this too. John Cena is actually a Vince creation. John Cena, before he turned into this whole before he had the whole Dr. Thugonomics gimmick, he was going to get cut. A lot of people seem to forget that he was going to be released from his contract in 2002 if he didn't shape up and find something that was going to make him relevant. And of course, after the match with Kurt Angle, of course he was struggling to find himself. And then, like I said, he turned into the whole Dr. Thugonomics gimmick, which I thought was fucking good. I thought it was really good. Remember, they had him and what's this guy's name? Oh my God, not Bo Buchanan. I think what they call MC Square, I think. Or B Square. I forgot the name. B2 Square, I think. But it was the other guy that he was paired with. Jazz's husband. The notorious D.O.G. I think that's what was his name. Right? But, that actually made John Cena even that much more popular, right? And so, his popularity only grew. It grew larger, larger, larger to the point where, you know, John Cena he basically was your average, your average employee. He didn't complain, he didn't bitch, he didn't moan. You know what I'm saying? Like he did what he was told. And he has a great work ethic. A work ethic that, by the way, a lot of people in today's day and age, a lot of pro wrestlers don't even have. They don't even have that work ethic. Not one bit. Hold on real quick, guys. Sorry about that, guys. A lot of people in today's day and age wish they had that work ethic. Like I said, people bitch about John Cena. People bitched about John Cena because, he came from the WWE system. He was manufactured by the machine and everything else. So fucking what? But his wrestling guy, he's able to, to work a crowd. The dude has great mic skills and such. His wrestling might not be the best, but what the fuck do you expect? He showed that he loved the business. He showed it. And he proved it too. You know what I mean? And that's something that a lot of these people take for granted. Now, all of a sudden, people are like, oh, we're going to miss John Cena, because he's going to retire this year and stuff. Hey, whose fucking fault is that? Whose fault is that? The one thing that I wish they did do with John Cena, the one thing I did wish that they would have done was at least a heel turn. I think him going heel would have been great. I think what they did for Roman is basically payback for what they should have done to John Cena. And I think with Cena, Cena is that example of a guy who has a very strong work ethic. And he's a guy who basically you want to be inspired by. Because again, he came from the developmental system. He didn't come from an indie. UPW was not an indie. UPW in California was a developmental system, which ironically, by the way, Samoa Joe was also there. Then, he had a great body, everything. He wanted to go into OVW. And as the prototype, one thing led to another. And like I said, he worked his ass off. He worked his ass off. He did all house events. I mean, he did all live shows, live events. And, he put in the work because he loved the business. John Cena loved he loved the pro wrestling business. And yes, even though he's going to be moving on to Hollywood and stuff, the motherfucker still came back. He still comes back because he loves this shit. I mean, he loves what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely would. This is not going to be the very, very last of John Cena that you see when everything is all said and done. John Cena also has a great mind for the business that a lot of people in the IWC wish that, their favorite indie wrestler has, right? And again, John Cena is the most underappreciated wrestler possibly in the last 20 years. Because again, like the things that he represents, the stuff that he's about, you know what I'm saying? Like his accolades are fucking insane. And again, if you don't think this guy, keeps still in tune with the business, you are sadly fucking mistaken. John Cena is one of the greats. And, this is what the IWC get, and they wish, they fucking wish they had someone like a John Cena in AEW. You wish you had someone like that in your company. All those years that you was bitching about Cena, calling him Super Cena and, him getting wins and him being unstoppable and shit. Whose fucking fault was that? It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault with the way how he was booked. You know what I'm saying? Blame Vince. Vince was the one who did that shit. It wasn't Cena. It was Vince who did that shit. You know what I'm saying? So before you go out and bash John Cena and stuff, blame the person who ran WWE before. Blame that. Like I said, John Cena is going to be missed completely. He's deeply, deeply going to be missed. You know what I'm saying? But, It's not, it's always, there's something called evolution. We've gone through this before. We've gone through this with Steve Austin. We've gone through this with the fucking Rock. Brett, Batista, like all these people who go to Hollywood. I mean, Cena's not going to be the last. You're going to see other people. Roman is scheduled to go to Hollywood, And like I said before, I strongly think the next person who is going to be that breakout star to get in that same level of a John Cena or like a Roman and stuff is Braun Breaker. You can fucking see it, nigga. You can see it. So before you start bashing, the people who you hate, appreciate them for what the fuck they bring. Like I said, John Cena brought a lot to the game. You know what I'm saying? A big dude who can work. Who can fucking work. He don't complain. He does a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like he never even complained about, he never even complained on social media about not having 5-star matches or working the indies. Like, fuck out of here, man. You serious? And that's the problem in today's pro wrestling. That's the problem with today's pro wrestlers too. But hey, keep on complaining. Keep on bitching and moaning. But I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm going to make another video tonight because I know it's going to be fucking cold. So we'll see. So I'm going to holler at y'all.